There's a quiet kind of person you've seen before. The one staring out a window, seemingly lost in a world of their own. People often mistake that silence for emptiness, for distance. But what if that stillness isn't a void? What if it's a universe? The mind of a deep thinker operates on a different frequency. It's always analyzing, connecting, and seeing the hidden architecture of things. They are the observers, the ones who listen to the silence between words, who aren't satisfied with surface-level answers. If you've ever felt that your own mind works this way, that you process the world more intensely than those around you, then you know it isn't always easy. Because this way of being isn't just about intelligence, it's about sensitivity. It's about seeing the layers of things most people walk past. And to understand it, you have to understand that what the world calls overthinking is actually a form of depth. And that depth is both a gift and a burden. To be a deep thinker is to process existence itself. It begins with an intense and relentless curiosity. Their mind doesn't just accept information. It has to know the why behind everything. This isn't about being difficult. It's a fundamental drive, because why feels like oxygen. This constant questioning allows them to build a more accurate map of the world, to see the patterns and threads that others walk right past. And to do this work, they need solitude. For a deep thinker, being alone is not a punishment. It's their native language. It's in these quiet moments that they can finally process their thoughts, untangling complex ideas without distraction. This doesn't mean they're antisocial, but their social energy is a finite resource. They prefer to invest it in meaningful connections rather than draining it on the constant, superficial interactions that life demands. Solitude is where they recharge and do their most important work. This is because, above all, deep thinkers are highly observant. They don't just see the world, they absorb it. They notice the subtle shift in someone's tone of voice, the unspoken emotion behind their words, the small details in an environment that most people miss. They process information thoroughly instead of making quick judgments, like emotional detectives constantly gathering data to form a more complete picture of reality. And it's for this reason that small talk about the weather or weekend plans can feel excruciatingly boring. They crave intellectual stimulation. They want to discuss ideas, theories, and feelings that matter. A meaningful conversation energizes them, allowing them to exchange perspectives and refine their own understanding. It's not about being pretentious, it's about a hunger for substance. But this powerful mental engine has a shadow. When that relentless mind is fueled by anxiety instead of curiosity, it can lead to a paralyzing state of overthinking. Deep thinking is productive. It moves you forward toward a solution or an insight. Overthinking, on the other hand, is a destructive loop. It's when you get stuck ruminating on the same anxious thoughts, replaying worst-case scenarios, and drowning in a sea of what-ifs. This can lead to what psychologists call analysis paralysis, where the sheer volume of possibilities and potential outcomes makes it impossible to make a decision. You second-guess every choice, terrified of making the wrong one. This mental noise creates a constant state of internal chaos, leaving you feeling drained, anxious, and stuck. While deep thinking feels like calm exploration, overthinking feels like you're mentally running in circles, getting more exhausted with every lap. And yet, when it is harnessed correctly, that same mind is an incredible asset. That same analytical ability that can lead to overthinking also fosters immense creativity and superior problem solving. Because they see things from multiple perspectives, deep thinkers can come up with innovative solutions that others would never consider. Their heightened observance also translates into profound emotional intelligence. By paying close attention to unspoken cues and emotional undercurrents, they can form incredibly strong and empathetic bonds with others, once that trust is established. In a world that often prizes speed over substance, the deep thinker's deliberate and thoughtful approach can be misunderstood. But it is this very depth that allows them to lead more examined lives, build more meaningful relationships, and contribute unique insights to the world. Your ability to think deeply isn't a flaw, it's a feature. It allows you to experience life with a richness and clarity that is rare. The mind of a deep thinker, then, is a complex place, full of both incredible strengths and potential challenges. It's a mind built for understanding, for connecting dots, and for seeing the rich tapestry of life in all its detail. To embrace this way of thinking is to learn how to steer your own thoughts, to guide them toward productive insight, rather than letting them spiral into anxious loops. It's learning that your depth isn't something to be fixed. It's something to be honored. Because in a world that moves so fast, you have something it often forgets. You have depth, and depth, in a shallow world, is its own kind of light.